Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here or if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So for today's video, I thought I'd do a basic guide on how one can start off doing self-studying art on your own, I guess. Yeah, so the whole point of self-studying. So basically I'm gonna talk about the classical art method, which is basically doing master copies and drawing and oil painting. So I'm not going to talk about anything like animation or digital art or anything like that. So just to let you guys know, I have no formal training whatsoever when it comes to art. Everything I pretty much I've learned on my own. And when I say on my own, basically obviously I've used books and the online courses and stuff like that. It's not like, you know, I just decided to do this, you know, without any guidance whatsoever. So yeah, so anyways, even though, like I said, I have no formal training when it comes to art, I do have a lot of experience when it comes to self-studying, not just with art but with other stuff that I've done in my life, like language learning and knitting, sewing, stuff like that. So that's basically where my experience came from. So without further ado, I'm gonna start off first with drawing, because with self-studying the classical art method, drawing is basically the most important part of the whole thing. So and you don't even need a lot. Basically, you can just start off with pencils, a sketchbook, or any type of paper that you might have. It doesn't have to be anything special. You don't need a special drawing paper. You can just, like I said, even just use the one that you use for your printer and stuff like that. So paper, pencils, like I said, kneaded eraser, and tortillon. But yeah, I mean, this is not even really necessary. You can just use your finger. But yeah, so in terms of the actual materials, and the Bargue book, which I think is for me anyway, this is the most important part of my self-studying the classical art method. And this book is quite expensive, but you can actually just go online and I believe you can get a free PDF or even just certain images of some of the images in this book, some of the plates, but obviously not all of them. But yeah, if you just Google it, I don't know if I can link it down below, but if I find one that's like a legit copy, I will link that down, like I said. So to show you guys off what I've done, like the first few Bargues that I've done, this, you know, there's the basic plates, and then later on, I think this was after almost a year of doing it on my own, then you get to the more complicated stuff. So, and with the pencils, although I have a lot of pencils here, if you can just get one, I would suggest getting a 2B, and you can even just use that for all the stages in your drawing. I know I did a video before of doing Bargue, and I pretty much used I think 3 pencils, HB, 2B, and 4B or 6B, I think. But like I said, if you can only get one, just get the 2B, because for me, I find you can basically do a whole Bargue just using that. You just basically change the pressure of how you do the drawing, right? So, and with Bargue, so it's just patience. That's all you really need when it comes to doing that. It can be frustrating at first, especially, you know, because you're aiming for accuracy, but just take your time. Learning art, it's not a race, right? It's like, you know, so you take your time, and if one plate will take you weeks to draw, go ahead. Like, you know, like this is a self-study method that you're doing, so really there's no pressure, right? So yeah, and so after that, for the painting, to start off, you actually don't even need a lot. I know oil painting is really expensive, but I would suggest, especially if you're doing the classical method, the canvases, you can get the canvases, even just the cheap ones that you can get at Michael's. I usually use this size. I think, especially in the beginning, this was what I was using a lot, this size right here. And I think this one was from Walmart. I don't know if this is I don't know what size this is. 5x7. Anyways, yeah, you don't have to start off big. Actually, I think starting a bit smaller might be, you know, some people will say it's a lot harder, but for me, I find because there's less pressure, and also you're not using, you know, the super expensive linen canvases. So yeah, so that's all you need. And then for brushes, just to start off, you can just start off with a 4. I have here a 4 and a 6. Hog bristle brushes, really cheap. This one's I think I got like a bunch of them. They're about $4 to $5 each at my local art store. But yeah, I really like hog bristle brushes. So not only are they cheap, but they, you know, they last a while. And in terms of the color, you actually only need to start off, I would say 3 colors. So the ones I used in terms of my first oil paintings were raw umber. So these are the 2 that I'm mainly use now, which is a Michael Harding and a Van Gogh, and titanium white. And that's pretty much it, because what you want to do in the beginning would just be to do value studies, and then really just do Grisaille paintings to start off. And I will show examples of that later on. And then after, if you want to add one more color to those 2, raw umber and titanium white, I would suggest ivory black. And this one is the Winsor Newton Artist Ivory Black. But I also really like the Winton line, which is just a student line from Winsor Newton. And I also like the Van Gogh, and that's also just a student line. So yeah, you don't even really need to spend much. And in terms of the book that I would recommend you start off, it's either this one here, the Harold Speed Oil Painting Techniques and Materials. But this one can get like a bit intimidating, I think, for most beginners. So this is another book that I would highly recommend, the Lessons in Classical Painting by Juliette Aristides. So in terms of what you start off, like I said, you start off with just even doing like basic spheres. You can learn so much doing that. I mean, I still do it when I'm using a new color palette. And then, oh my gosh, sorry guys. So like I said, and then you do the Grisaille. Start off with the Grisaille. So this is an example of value step scale that you can do just with a raw umber, titanium white, and ivory black. And then later on, do just this is a master. I think this is a Carrier painting, and you can do like master studies of paintings like this just using those 3 colors, which is really amazing. Like, you don't have to start off with the whole gamut of all these vibrant colors. And just to show you guys the first few paintings that I've done, just using that, just using the 3 paintings. I think this is actually just raw umber and titanium white, and this one is just raw umber, and this is a, I believe this is a Hammershoy master study, sorry. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is just literally raw umber, no titanium white or black. And then this one is a portrait of my daughter that I did using also just those 3 colors. And aside from the brushes and oil paints, you would need this is what I use for odorless mineral spirit. And I think that's about it. I mean, some people would suggest you get like liquid or some type of oil. Like, I think I do use, or I did use in the beginning, walnut oil. I just don't have a bottle of it right now. But you don't, honestly, you don't even really need that medium. Like, I feel like this would be enough, really, just because you start off with a very thin paint, and then progressing into, because you're doing the fat over lean method, right? So you start off with a very diluted, not diluted, but like very thin paint, which you can use using this, and then later on you can just use a pure oil paint. So I think that's about it. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to show you guys, really you don't need much to start off self-studying classical art on your own, and all you really need is patience, and really it can get really frustrating at times. So that's just how it is with self-studying, right? So, and two major advice I have for all you out there who, you know, I know you can get really busy sometimes with other stuff happening in your life. So first major advice is that if you can just do even 5 minutes a day, you don't even have to do painting, but as long as you're doing some type of drawing, just to keep your hand moving, I would suggest that, like, don't put yourself into this mentality that if you're not working on your art for like more than an hour a day, you know, it's not worth it. Or if you're not producing something amazing every day, it's not worth doing. No, that's not true. You just need to get your hands moving, especially in the beginning, and try not to skip a day. And like I said, even just 5 minutes just to get your hand moving, even just doing a line of the Bargue, you know, I promise you, like, if you keep that up for even just a few weeks, after a while it'll just become a part of you. And I find even if you're not painting every day, as long as you're drawing, yeah, that's the most important thing. And I mean, that's just from my experience. And the second advice is also, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't ever do that. Because yeah, it's we're all on a different journey when it comes to self-studying art, right? So you just you know, you compare yourself to you can compare yourself to your previous work, right? That's so you can see your progression, but don't compare yourself to other people. Yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. That's all I'm gonna say, because like I said, yeah, we're on our own path, and you know, you don't know how much effort one person has put in, or how little effort another person has put in. So you know, you might be more advanced or more behind, but yeah, like we just don't know, right? Until we walk the path of that other person. So you just do it at your own pace, at your own schedule, and you know, and yeah, just don't compare yourself to other people. Oh my god, like, sorry, like my talking is a bit discombobulated right now, because I don't script any of my stuff, so this is just off the cuff. But I just want to share with you guys my experience, and what I would suggest you would do if you want to do self-studying art soon, right? So I hope this video is helpful to someone out there, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, thanks guys, bye.